You're watching a Big Z review. Shelby Oaks is one of the last new horror films to come out before Halloween this year. And it's good, but it's not quite great. It's not quite what I was hoping for, but it's still a lot of fun.
Welcome back to the Paranormal Paranoids. Today we're taking our first foray into the abandoned town of Shelby Oaks.
I've been searching for Riley for the last 12 years. I know my sister's not dead.
So I've been a fan of Chris Stuckman, the director and writer along with Sam Liz for this film, for like over a decade. I've been watching his reviews on YouTube, and I was a backer on his Kickstarter, as you can see from this shirt. And when I kickstarted it, I wasn't like expecting that much. And I think that when Neon bought the rights to this film, and they did really great publicity for it, and I heard that they gave him more money to reshoot some stuff, then my expectations, I think, might have went a little too high. Because, in the end, it feels like everything he was promising in the Kickstarter. It feels like, okay, this is that one scene he was talking about in the jailhouse. This is a scene that, he got Keith David. So that was a big gift for him for the Kickstarter. So then now he has, one scene in the random office. It's kind of it feels Kickstarter-y at times. But then at other times, Chris Stuckman, he shows so much potential in this. There are some scenes in this where the atmosphere and the creepiness are perfect. I think that what really lets me down is whenever it brings in the whole demon incubus shenanigans, the hellhounds. All of that stuff is kind of a little cringy at times, a little, you can show the budget, and it's not great. Whenever you see the actual demon, it's I kind of wish you left it more in the background, maybe it's real, maybe it's not real. But as a whole, it's a good film. I think I liked it the most when it was being unique. Because the first setup, it starts off as just a full fake documentary, kind of Lake Mongo, and I think that works really well. I love what they did, but the whole idea is that they're talking to Camille Sullivan as Mia, and she's great in this. And because her younger sister, Sarah Dern as Riley, was part of the Paranormal Paranoids. It's supposed to be a big paranormal investigative group from around the beginning of YouTube. And then it's kind of cool because you really see, Chris Stuckman knows the start of YouTube. He's been doing it for a long time. And it's cool in these bits, I see that they had Emma Wolf from Spooky Astronauts, which is another horror film reviewer from Australia, made a cameo. And then Chris Stuckman's wife and his two kids made a cameo as as people a person that was being interviewed about the whole case. And and it's pretty cool how it does a switch to live action or an actual movie when after the documentarians people go away, they're wrapping up some stuff, and it becomes a found footage. And that's what I think a much better version of the film would have been if the rest of it was in found footage. Because the camera crew is there for this documentary. And you see this person come here and kills himself in front of her, and then hands her a tape that has Shelby Oaks on it. And that she watches it. And that's the thing I really like when she's watching this tape. And it's because I love the idea that so many of the found footage films always present it as if you were something happened to this group and this is the found footage and now you're watching it. It's always well, who put this together? It kind of breaks the immersion a little. But in this one, what happened with the actual cases, but in this one, it's really cool because you see her like sitting in front of a TV, and it's like a 4x3. So you see, like on the big screen, it's a TV. Then you have like the outside, the rest of the room, and it's a really cool way for her to be watching it. Like it's like a react video almost to like the missing footage from the other camera that the Paranormal Paranoids were doing their exploration of Shelby Oaks, the ghost town, and you know what happened to them. And it's like, I love that. Like that is like that part up to there, it's really, really good. I think once it goes past that is where some of the stuff is just kind of cliche. Like she goes to a library and finds everything she needs to know. It's okay, what's an incubus? Oh, it's a demon that wants to impregnate people. Okay, oh, the symbol. Oh, I'll look for that symbol now. But at the same time, there's a cool moment where like she's actually doing some research and she presents it to her husband. And then of course the husband has to be like, you need help. That's one of the worst cliches for horror films, where the really shitty husband or the really shitty mate that doesn't help with the haunting. Because I think the weakest part of the film after that is Camille Sullivan has no one to play off of. Like, either there's like a cop presented earlier, the cop disappears, and the biggest thing is the documentary crew disappears. And like, they would be all up in this. And I feel like it's so weird they don't even mention where the documentary crew went. Until at the very end, I'm not going to spoil it, but the documentary crew comes back and he's like, man, we pretty much finished filming before all this shenanigans happened. You really kind of screwed us. And it's like, huh? Like, shouldn't you want to be this? This makes the documentary way more interesting with everything that happens. But it's like, I don't know, the limitations for the filming. Like, I'm not sure what it was, but like, there is some really creepy scenes, like when Camille Sullivan goes to this old prison. Like there's some really cool stuff when it ends with kind of like a cringy demon and cringy demon dogs, hellhounds. And another really cool scene where she goes to Shelby Oaks and finds this creepy like house in the woods with this old lady played by Robin Bartlett. And there's some really interesting stuff. And I liked a lot what they did. But again, I'm not going to spoil it, but where it goes, I'm kind of like, eh. And then finally, the actual ending is just like, I didn't like how it ended. It's kind of like, it goes down the route of all of the, demon child bullshit, Like, it's just that, when it goes through that stuff, it's all just well-tread story tropes. And that's fine, but it's not great. But there are a lot of moments here that I could really see Chris Stuckman's potential. And I think that, like, I hope he gets another opportunity to do another film, maybe a little bit more of a budget. I think he could do really great things. This didn't quite hit the mark for me, but it has some moments of it that are great. And there's not that much else horror-related in theaters right now. I know, like, this week they're doing, like, a double feature of 2 films that are already out. But other than that, I don't really think there's much coming out this week for Halloween. So, I mean, I would recommend it. Like, it's good, it's just not quite great. And I think maybe my expectations were a little bit too high. But it is still, like, I really like Camille Sullivan as Mia. And there's some cool stuff here. It just didn't quite reach the expectations I had for it. I'd probably give it like a 7.25 or a 7.5 out of 10. But thanks for watching. If you want to see more of me, you can subscribe down below. Thanks.